Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Vraja Kacharya Shtatrashata His Divine Grace of Bhai Charan Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Nitya Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Vraja Kacharya Shtatrashata His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavavrinda Ki Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Shrimati Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai Sankirtan Yagi Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaura Nitai Ki Jai Samavita Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlad Lad Daine.
Prahlad Lad Daine.
Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha. Shilatangana khalaye.
Shilatangana khalaye.
Shilatangana khalaye.
Shilatangana khalaye.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Yato yato yami tato Narasimha.
Yato yato yami tato Narasimha.
Hare Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha.
Hare Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha.
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapade.
Avatar Kamalavare Natha Adbhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Vrindam Keshavadita Narhari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Prabhu Jaya Jagadish Hare. भगवान की और महाराज की जय गौर प्रेमानंद श्रील प्रभुपाद की।
Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody. My name is Krishna Das, and I'd like to welcome you all to our Sunday Peace program at ISKCON Ottawa. We're at 212 Somerset Street East, the residence of our beloved Sri Sri Gaura Nitai Ki Jai. So, is everybody here for Janmashtami? Yeah. Is everybody here? Did everybody have a chance to come? That was quite an event, wasn't it? It was really, and then some of you also came. We had some guests that came for the first time for the day after when we were celebrating the birthday of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja. I don't think we've ever had that many persons come and attend Vyas Puja the next day. And a lot of them, they came into the temple, I think maybe first time even at an ISKCON temple, and they saw that devotees had tilak on, and they started to ask, where can we go and put on our tilak? And Mother Sheila went and started to show them how to put on tilak, and they really enthusiastically wanted to participate and uptake in the process with us. So it was really, really quite nice. And so now we're just counting down the days until the next festival. Which is the festival that's upcoming now? What's the next one? Ratha Yatra, yes. So which is really exciting. And so I think we're going to hear a little bit about that today. Her Grace Vraja Premika Devi Dasi is going to be giving us a little presentation today. And so she'll be speaking. And maybe I'll invite her to come on up and give her a round of applause. So Vraja Premika Devi Dasi, she also happens to be my good wife, and she, in terms of introduction, I'm going to try to give you an introduction. She is well versed in the sciences of Krishna consciousness, and she has been practicing ever since she was a child, actually. Her parents were both devotees, raised in Norwood, Ontario, Peterborough, that area over there. Some of you also hail close from there. And so that's where she had her introduction. And then she was very active in her later years in Toronto, and then moved to Russell, Ottawa. It's been now, what, 13 years or so here? Yeah. And she's a disciple of His Holiness Niranjana Swami. And some of her main services, our guests, are looking after our three beautiful boys, Trey, Kavya, and Madhu, and administering a school. We have a devotional school in Russell called Bhakta Prahlad Montessori School, and with the younger kids as well, CASA, which is 3 to 2.5 to 6 years old, and then 6 years old to 12 years old. So, and then whatever spare time she has, she spends time here with us and the devotees in the temple. So, without further ado, we will pass the microphone to her and see what she would like to share with us.
Sorry. Extended introduction, taking up some of the time. So today, with Ratha Yatra just around the corner, we still chose one verse on the Bhagavad Gita, from the Bhagavad Gita, which we will sing Jaya, Radha, Madhava. We'll read the Sanskrit verse, the English, and then the purport. Maybe I'll just summarize it or make it a connection to Ratha Yatra. And then actually we have a video for you. Some of you will have seen it during the Vaishnava Sangha Festival, and some of you have not. So we'd like to share that with you today. So we'll start off Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvasesha Sunyavari Pastyacharya Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so today we're going to read from the Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, chapter 3, text 9. And again, I think Krishna Dalal Prabhu asked if everybody was here for Janmashtami, so nobody's here for the first time. Is that right? We have one person for the first time. And can I ask how you've been to an ISKCON center before? Or this
No, I'm not.
No, this is your first time. And how did you hear about
Internet.
the internet? Okay, you Googled
He sent
it.
me a signal.
Sorry?
He sent me a signal. Just joking.
Oh, hi. So this is a wonderful book, as most of you know, that is a conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, who is having some trouble, and Krishna is giving words of advice and wisdom. So this is chapter 3, text 9. The Sanskrit is Yagnartat Karmanon Yatra Lokayam Karma Bandhana Tadartam Karma Kunteya Mukha Sangaha Samarchara. And the translation is, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Again, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, or Arjuna, perform your prescribed duties for his, or Lord Krishna's, satisfaction. And in this way, you will always remain free from bondage. The purport. Since one has to work even for the simple maintenance of his body, the prescribed duty for particular social position and quality are so made that the purpose can be fulfilled. Yajna means Lord Vishnu, or sacrificial performances. All sacrificial performances are meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoin Yagno Vai Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yagyas or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yagya as it is prescribed in this verse. The Varnashram institution also aims at satisfying Lord Vishnu. And then there's a Sanskrit support from Vishnu Purana. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will also be a cause of bondage, for both good and evil work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu, and while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. This is the great art of doing work, and in the beginning, this process requires an expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direction of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification. Again, nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but also gradually elevate one to transcendental loving service of the Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. And so there's a few things in this verse where we're thinking, why is it relevant? Because yajna, or sacrifice, what is its purpose? Its purpose is, it is Krishna. It's Lord Vishnu or Krishna. And so often when we're doing festivals or when we're serving, the purpose, or when we're chanting, when we're reading, when we're performing any type of devotional service, the purpose should be to please Lord Krishna. And sometimes, it's hard. We forget, and we get affected by the different modes of material nature. But this Ratha Yatra festival is so special because Lord Jagannath, the Lord himself, comes out of the temple, and he is paraded around the city, and it's hard to not know or not remember that we're doing it for the Lord. So that really is, the sacrifice is for Lord Jagannath. This is for Krishna. And then I was also thinking how, sometimes that alone is difficult to direct all of our efforts or our thoughts towards Krishna, to do sacrifice for Krishna. So there's another loophole here. And that is that one should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of the devotee of Lord Krishna. So I see also that on the right-hand side, just below Srila Prabhupada, we have a picture of one of the senior Vaishnavas, an expert devotee of Lord in our parampara system. And so we should, serve these devotees. And what if we don't have a spiritual master? What do we do then? And there's another loophole. Just look around you. So during this Ratha Yatra festival, look around at all of the devotees who are serving, and grab a hold of one of them. See, how can I assist you? How can I serve? How can I help? And this is extremely pleasing to the Lord. And in this way, all of our efforts, any work that we're doing, it says, it's not done for sense gratification. So nothing should be performed for sense gratification. What does that mean? Sense gratification is for our pleasure. I want attention in this way. I want recognition. I want some result that comes from my effort, my work. So nothing, Srila Prabhupada is saying, should be done for sense gratification. But everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. So again, if you can't please Krishna, then go to one of the devotees and try to serve, try to support them. And in this way, the practice will not, the service, will not only save one from the reaction of work. So we'll get some reactions. Happen. Sometimes we feel reactions immediately when we, forget, when we leave Krishna out of the center. Therefore the practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but also gradually elevate one to transcendental loving service to the Lord, which alone can raise him to the kingdom of God. So this is very, very exciting news. We are all part of and all have the opportunity, always, but especially for this festival, to engage in this service which can elevate us to the kingdom of God. These were a few thoughts that I have. I have a few more, and again related to this devotional service and how we're working. But I thought maybe I could save it, and if there's more time afterwards, we could discuss it. But we have this video, as I mentioned, and it was put together by some devotees in Toronto, and it is the history more so of Toronto Ratha Yatra, but also Ratha Yatras in North America. And I think that this is really important for us to see, because we are starting, it's our second now annual. There was a Ratha Yatra in Ottawa previous years. And so there's always improvement to do, but it can also be very simple. And so you'll see kind of the mood and the meditation of many of these devotees who are planning and thinking about, how to serve and how to make it better. And I think that this meditation is really wonderful to see. So without further ado, we'll play the movie, the video. Again, it's about 20 minutes. So I hope that you find some inspiration from this video
Why do people celebrate Ratha Yatra? Ratha Yatra is a festival it's an annual festival that it started off in a place called Jagannath Puri. And by the mercy and the inspiration of Srila Prabhupada, it spread all over the world.
Ratha Yatra literally means the festival of the chariots. And these chariots, which was a means of travel or conveyance in ancient times, was just a way to get around. And it's in reference to a big event, a family reunion that took place about 5 millennia ago in northern India, a place called Kurukshetra. People of Krishna's family came together and converged and had a big spiritual event, like a Kumbh Mela, like a big event with a spiritual purpose. So that happened in the summer of love in '67, and a good friend of mine, Mataji, she went into a Indian bazaar store, where they had a barrel full of little dolls. And one was the black one with the big white eyes, and that represents Krishna. So she brought it to our guru, Srila Prabhupada, and said, "What is this?" He said, "Oh, this is Jagannath." Jagannath means Lord of the Universe. This is an image of God. We call it Murti, or deity. Srila Prabhupada said, "Where did you get this?" And she said, "Oh, from a bazaar store." "Are there any more like these?" "Yeah, there are others of different colors." So you have the white for Balaram, the black for Jagannath, and their sister Subhadra, kind of like a golden yellow color. Prabhupada and Krshna, go get the other pieces. So 3 came, and Shyamasundar, Mataji's husband, started to carve away at them. Devotees want to know, what else about these deities, little dolls, which now got carved to like this level by Shyamasundar? He said, "Okay, we'll have a chariot fest just like we do in East Bengal, where he comes from. We'll do it like that." And people just chanted around that. That was our first kind of Ratha Yatra in North America, at least. So that's taken off now, and many of our temples will have these images of Krishna stacked away. We'll bring them out, we'll repaint them, we'll dust them off, do whatever we have to. They're a big part of our event, and we can't let them go. My first was in '73, but the first one that was actually organized here on some scale was in '72. It was the year before.
In 1972, it was just an old Victorian house, and there were maybe 15 to 18 of us living there. Enthusiastic young people just really wanting to do all the right things for Srila Prabhupada and to celebrate all the things that we should be celebrating. So we heard about these Ratha Yatras that were happening in the US. But of course we don't have the people or the funds or anything to do something giant like in San Francisco. What we decided was to go out to the beaches. We actually rigged up a children's red wagon, one of those little wagons that you pull your kids in. So we took Lord Jagannath, we made a styrofoam base so that he wouldn't move, and we put him there. We dressed him really pretty, lots of flowers and new clothes that we made ourselves. We didn't order anything from India in those days. We made some kind of a hood on it to shade Jagannath from the sun with, all kinds of decorations. We had a cargo van, I guess they're called. So we all just sat in the back with the wagon and we went down to the beaches. So we took Jagannath out, we put him in the cart, and we just started walking down the street. The men were doing a little Kirtan, walking along beside the wagon that was being pulled down the middle of the road. And us girls, we would go up to all the houses on the street and just knock on the door, say, we're having religious festival, this is God, and we wondered if you would like to donate a piece of fruit or a flower from your garden to God today. We had a pile of apples, oranges, bananas on front of the wagon, and lots of flowers piling up because it was summer, so there were gardens full of flowers. And we went down the street, having our little kirtan, collecting little offerings from everyone. And from there, the van came down. We all packed into the van and came home and put Jagannath back in his normal place on the altar and had a feast for ourselves. And that was the first Ratha Yatra, just a little sweet affair, very intimate. Now I go to Ratha Yatras and it's like, wow.
Part won't be as
It's a major
relevant to
annual
us because we
celebration
don't
each
have
year.
Lord Jagannath
But in the
Baladev and
last couple of
Subhadra on
years,
the
we haven't
altar.
had the opportunity to
But they'll be doing all of the
go out on Yonge
pre-festivities
Street,
when Lord
have
Jagannath
parade,
gets
the
here.
celebration at Central Island. So there's that aspect of separation for the last couple of years. In the last 2 years, we had a virtual festival. We did more online. We just celebrated by driving down the Yonge Street in a convertible vehicle, and then we had like a small setup in other temple parking lots so that people could come and take darshan of Jagannath and the deities. But yeah, it's very different from being at the Central Island and having like a typical full-scale festival. So the highlight and the special part for this year would be just going back to the Central Island and having our usual festival like how we've had in the past. So that's something to look forward to for me.
A
we hear that this year festival is happening because we were convinced that it's not happening. So we hear the news and we're like, it's 2 months to prepare, if only 2 months, maybe even less.
On a typical year, we would start the planning around end of Jan or early Feb, sometime even before that. But this time around, we pretty much started the planning process end of April.
Our guests get booked pretty early before they're taken away. So that and the booking of the tickets, their accommodation, closer to them, their airport pickups, rides, all of that.
Many people are not available anymore, so we grab who we can. We call everybody, we're like, come, we need you right now. We're booking you first.
I would say the biggest challenge this year is being able to keep up with the pace of, we should have certain things accomplished by a certain period of time, but that hasn't really worked in our favor. So from the very beginning we started to plan, we've always been trying to catch up. And now we are literally less than a month away. So I feel we're in a good position, but still there's a lot of work remaining that needs to be done prior to, the actual weekend.
When Krishna is literally overwhelmed with love for his devotees, then just thinking about them invokes symptoms of ecstasy in his transcendental form. His eyes get really big, and he gets this super huge smile, and no material experience can do this. Only transcendental, spiritual, ecstatic experiences can do this to us. And so then he manifests a form, somewhat transformed form of Lord Jagannath. Jagannath is Krishna in ecstasy. This will be our Friday night Kirtan.
body, where one does physical stretching, and there's yoga with one's mind, where one contemplates philosophy, and there's yoga of the heart, and that is bhakti. By whatever one is trying to do, one is seeking happiness, and what is more pleasurable than exchanging love? And it's very simple. Bhakti means that whatever is our position, we in some way try to connect with the Supreme. The main way that we do that is chanting. So Hare Krishna. This mantra is composed of names of God. You can do it any time, any place. You can sing it, you can say it, you can whisper it, you can think it. Connect with the source of happiness, just like when you plug a fan into an outlet, you're connected with the whole station in the city. It's connected to that potency. So in that way, when you connect with God, when you plug in by doing some service, you feel yourself very happy.
That's what everyone's looking for. I'll give you a Sanskrit term. Anandamayi vyasa. Ananda means pleasure. I'm looking for pleasure. Where do you find it? Not in material things. You find it in spiritual things. You have to go beyond what is established here in this world.
Where you're having all the tingles and you're kind of like, did I forget anything? What's happening? You know, how many people will come? Is everybody going to be on time? You know, all the little things that run through your head. It's exciting and it's scary and it's very, it gives you strong feelings.
So the parade is all about bringing Lord Jagannath out, bringing him down, celebrating his appearance. So it's quite an incredible long tradition.
We typically have 3 routes. Our parade goes down Yonge Street, which is the biggest street in the world.
It's very unique because generally the deities in Indian temples don't go out of the temple. People have to go to the temple to see the deity. But Jagannath is the one form of the Lord that goes out.
The reenactment is a little different. You might have horses in a parade. But here the chariots are hand-pulled with ropes. It's people, humans, the devotees of God, who actually pull the thrust forward the Ratha Yatra, or the carts, the chariots, like people power or bhakti power instead of horsepower. Bhakti means devotion, so through the devotion of people, they bring the images of the royal family down the road so that everybody can see.
Going on this journey, going on this pilgrimage to visit his devotees. So the symbolic aspect is we are trying to welcome Jagannath into our hearts. When we are pulling the Lord, you're welcoming Jagannath back into your heart.
It's basically saying all equal. It's acknowledging that fact. There's so much talk about equality. There are so many social things going on, political fights and things. And a festival like this, it reminds us that at the end of the day, we are all living entities. We just want love.
We were just participating in a different approach to partying, People like to get together just to have fun. That's what we do. We don't have any intoxicants. We don't take it. There's no substance abuse. We even shun away from regular black coffee. Here, chanting mantras and dancing and eating great food and remembering Jagannath, these are all expressions of joy.
So not just have the Ratha Yatra as a procession, the parade part, but they like to bring Jagannath to a beautiful place, like here on Center Island, Toronto, and to set up a festival. Setting up all these stalls, we have seminars, we have questions and answer sessions, we have book tables, we have stage shows and kirtan. And these are all different ways of prasadam for hundreds, thousands and thousands of people. It's a festival of mercy. It's a festival of compassion. It's a festival of love.
It's very colorful. It's very loud. And it's very engaging. Most likely you will start dancing. Or moving a little bit, or you'll start singing along, start smiling.
Jagannath's mood is also so compassionate. Everyone who comes to the festival feels happiness. They feel happiness, they're smiling, they go away, with a full belly and a full heart and a big smile.
We only think ourselves to be disconnected in this illusion of material life. That this body is me. Everything connected to this body belongs to me. But in fact, I am the soul. In the same way that a screw is of no value if it is disconnected from the machine that it was previously in. The soul is of no value if it is not in connection with its creator or the supreme soul.
It's a great family fun thing. That's what I felt today too, after 2.5 years not being with people. That was like a great reunion for us. And we've been having some really amazing turnouts. So I think it's just bound to grow, like Jagannath himself means the Lord of the universe. When you talk about the universe, you're talking about something very vast and dynamic and has lots of dimension to it. Just have to sort of keep caught up with it, make sure we produce enough rice and curries that people will and have hunger towards. Yeah. So we'll be there for them.
A little bit long, and you could see how some areas weren't necessarily relevant to our festival, but again, very nice history. And at this Vaishnava Sangha festival, it was interesting because without any intention, we knew Jagannath was coming. He just kept appearing at the festival. So maybe I'll tell a quick little story about the decoration. So in the large we had a festival, for those of you who are just joining, we had a festival some weeks back, and we went to a center, an Art of the Living center, and there was a big hall, and they have their own decorations, their own pictures, their guru, a large picture of it, and we wanted, the center still to try to inspire the devotees through Srila Prabhupada's pictures or Lord Krishna's pictures. And so there were some devotees who were working on the setup of the stage in this large hall. And we didn't really have anything big enough to cover, their altar area. And then Ekarani Janaki, Mataji, had this big Lord Jagannath, Anandamayi, lented, what would you call it, a big canvas, a big wall hanging of Lord Jagannath. So they're trying to figure out how to put up this picture, this canvas, and they went and they found these little wired frames somewhere. So they thought, okay, we can hang the picture over there. And they tried it, but Lord Jagannath was looking a little bit like droopy, a little saggy because it was too small and the picture was too big. And then they went downstairs and they found these 2 large wooden shelves that they thought they could bring up and put on the altar and then string up the picture of Lord Jagannath, the cloth. And so this was perfect. And Lalita Vishaka Mataji was, telling me after how, wow, Ekarani Janaki, she really was very persistent. She was pinning these big safety pins, and it was very effective in the way in which she was doing. So finally they got it up, and Lord Jagannath was very nice. He was firm, he was tight, he was the way he should be. And then Trey came upstairs and he said, it looks good, but did you know Lord Jagannath's upside down? And they were working so hard to put him, so they had to redo him and turn him around. And then the next morning, Lord Jagannath was there, just this big, full picture of Lord Jagannath. And so he was kind of the presiding deity, although we had other deities at our festival. They were smaller, so if you were in the morning program, it was difficult to see, their forms unless you were up close. And previously, the plan was for Shishi Gordi Tai to come to the festival, but in the end, they decided to stay back and I guess they were making their way for Lord Jagannath to appear. So he was there. And then unknowingly as well, in the basement, we had a children's program, and we made a little, altar area, a little meeting area for the children. And it just happened that we had these little Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra soft plush toys. So they were kind of our altar, again, without knowing. And we had a picture of Srila Prabhupada. I just grabbed it off my fridge at the very end, before we left, and I put it in a plastic thing, and that was also on our altar downstairs. And little did I know that picture I saw at the very end here was the picture of Srila Prabhupada surrounded by all of the devotees for the very first Ratha Yatra in San Francisco. So, there was that connection. And then at the very end of the festival, Bhakti Marg Maharaj showed us this video. And so all together I was just thinking, Jagannath is coming, Jagannath is coming, Jagannath is appearing. And throughout the whole festival they were preparing us for this. And many devotees have been planning and meditating and thinking how to prepare it nicely for Lord Jagannath to come on the streets to all of those people to help them connect back. And it's a very special time. So without further ado, I think that we'll stop now. And we'll have some Kirtan, unless there's any other additions that you would like to add.
Sorry, thank you very much, Vraja Premika. Haribo. So, these just came up here. We have a few of these left to send out. Lord Jagannath Ratha Yatra coming up next week. If you're not sure what time it starts, you're not sure what day it is, you're not sure what's happening on Friday, just take one of these with you. We're going to leave them right up there. You can see by Prasadam when you're going to be coming at the end of the program. You can grab a couple there. And if you happen to know, we've got a couple of big posters like this left too. So if, let's say, you work somewhere where you think there'd be good exposure, you can take maybe one of these posters and post it up. That would be great. Okay? So, let's have some Kirtan. Shri Jagannath ki, Baladev Subhadra ki, Jaya. Shri Gaura Nitai ki, Jaya. Srila Prabhupada ki, Jaya.
Sorry. I'm late.
Krishna Padaya, Krishna Padaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Hare
Paramahamsa Pradipacharya Stotra Stata Shri Shivati Prabhatis A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pradipacharya Stotra Stata Shri Shivati Prabhatis Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Shil Haridas Thakur ki Prem Se Gaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Jaya Dham ki Dvip Dham ki Jagannath Puri Dham ki Mayapur Dham ki Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti की संकीर्तन की समवेत भक्तवृंद की गौड़ All glories to the assembled world. All glories to the assembled world. All glories to the assembled world. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gaura and all glories to Shri Prabhupada. All glories to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Please be seated for 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Sisi Gonitai ki
Jai.
Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to speak. Today is very auspicious day. Of course, it's Ekadasi, Ananda Ekadasi. Just after we celebrate Krishna Janmashtami, and then very next day, Srila Prabhupada appearance day, Vyas Puja, and so just one day after we got Ekadasi. On that very auspicious day, if you see in the corner, there's a picture. It's a very prominent personality. His name is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. It's very limited time to introduce himself, but in one sentence I would say that where we sit here 212 Somerset East, that Sri Gurudev, at least like 40 odd years before, the temple key was given to His Grace Shankar Prabhu by him. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. So today we are celebrating Vyas Puja. Vyas Puja generally, we celebrate like Guru Purnima. That is like actually appearance day of Srila Vyasdev, that who wrote all the scriptures like Vedas and so on. But in our tradition, in Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, we celebrate the actual appearance day that Srila Gurudev when Srila Prabhupada that appeared, whatever day they appeared, and then we celebrate, that's called Vyas Puja, Vyasdev, because it's coming from the Vyasdev. So that's how we're supposed to celebrate the appearance day of our Gurudev. Furthermore, 2 minutes, I would say Maharaj is the GBC of Canada, Russia, of course India, and Kenya, Nairobi, so on. So many countries.
What's the GBC?
Okay, it's GBC called Governing Body Commissioner, so who conduct this entire International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, Antarashtriya Sri Krishna Bhavana Bhut Sangh. So Maharaj is one of the very stalwart disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Actually, he is the first disciple in the Western country made by Srila Prabhupada in 1968. Srila Gurudev, Srila His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj met Srila Prabhupada in 1st June 1968. Maharaj, he actually belonged from Delhi. I think some of you might have known him. He's very prominent personality. So Maharaj came. Maharaj actually he studied, completed his graduation in 1964, and then he came in. Actually, he studied in the Paris at that time in '64. And then he came to Montreal, and where he was pursuing his master. And then he got the chance to associate, like some of you, the students are here, and Maharaj got a chance to associate with so many at that time the disciples or
the followers of ISKCON Inter Society. And then Prabhupada was about to come, and then Maharaj, actually before Maharaj met to Srila Prabhupada, he used to go to temple, like Sunday feast and like that. And then Maharaj, when another disciple, they told that our Guru Dev is coming from India, his name is Srila Prabhupada, and Maharaj said, okay, I will certainly come. So Maharaj came even just day before. He said, how I can serve my Gurudev, because he heard about who Srila Prabhupada is. So he cleaned entire quarter for at least 6 hours non-stop. And then next day he met Srila Prabhupada. So that's how the journey. Maharaj is very well known for the temple builder in ISKCON society, because he built so many temples around the world. In itself, like in Delhi, he made more than 15 temples currently. And there are so many other projects are going on. So on this very auspicious day, we please seek his blessing, so that also just like his entire career, if you see, every single morning, if you see in the altar, and he does the puja, Aarti. No matter wherever he goes, he travels, even 79 years old, he travels all around the world, even after so many difficulties, COVID and so many other difficulties as well. But still Maharaj preaches and he goes around the world. So he takes so much risk in his life to just spread the mission of Srila Prabhupada. As I said, he is very stalwart, one of the very stalwart devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, no matter wherever he goes in Russia or he goes in Canada or wherever he comes, and let's say his flight ends and comes at midnight, 1 o'clock, anytime. But in the 4 o'clock, when you see and open the altar, he would be standing there and doing the Aarti. So that is such, for him, the deities and the deity service is very common. Is very close to his heart. So that's how the Maharaj, there is, just this morning we read that, the passing of Bhismadev that comes in the first canto, 9th chapter, that Bhismadev, actually, the duty of devotee is to glorify the Lord, right? But what is the duty of the Lord? The duty of the Lord is to glorify His devotee. So we have to take such opportunity to glorify such devotees of in our disciplic successor, same as Srila Prabhupada is here and Sri Gaura. So once again, I thank Krishna Prabhu for giving me opportunity to speak about Gurudev. Thank you so much. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sri Gaura ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so now the curtains are going to close shortly, so if you'd like to come and get some darshan, make your prayers in front of their lordships, feel free to do so. And then prasadam will be served, so hopefully you can stay with us. And I can see Krishna Seva Prabhu has prepared care packages for everybody. He's actually divided them up with elastics, so you at least have it, how many each? Maybe 10, 15, maybe 20. So please take some with you and distribute them. Hare Krishna.
Because we have hundreds left and it's just week to Ratha Yatra. Please help us spread in your office, in your school, university, in your neighborhood. If you could put just a couple of in your neighbor's mailbox, please help us spread this great festival. And also we will need your help in volunteering during the festival. We have many departments: decoration department, security department, garbage department, and setting up the tents. So we need at least 40-50 volunteers, and if you could come Friday night, we will have Kirtan at Krshna Park, preparing, setting up the mood for Ratha Yatra, so it will be from 6 p.m. If it's raining, we will be chanting here. So if you could come and get your department, your volunteer service, or Saturday early morning, that would help us to make this festival successful. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
because I.
Can I give you one, please? Can I give you some today? Two of them is all out.
That's all yours. My cousin owns it as well.
There's a lot of
Tell your friends it's I'll ask Krishna Seva from
Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Govinde.